YPR.
This is season 2.
It's your boy E.T. Be phenomenal or be forgotten.
Take advice from the people that are getting the results.
I love it. I love it. It's go time. This is about to be explosive.
I can definitely say it was the best decision I've made.
Wow.
You know, enjoy the ride. It's definitely a fun ride.
YPR Radio.
What up? It's your boy E.T. Man, welcome to another edition of YPR Radio. As you can see it, we're not in my backyard. That's right. Phoenix Suns, that's right. We're here, man, getting ready for April. Can you see the sun is shining, man? I'm so excited. We're not in Detroit, as you can see, and we're ready. Are you ready for April?
So ready.
Okay, April, for those of you still not getting it, April, Las Vegas, I think they're getting it now, convention, all right? And I always say it, man, I went last year. It was my first time there. Phenomenal experience, not just being there like that. It was electrifying. It was life-changing, but I'm talking about the stuff that happened afterwards. So I don't know about you. What was your experience like there and then once you guys left?
Well, all events, but convention especially, what it does, it raises your belief level. It takes it from here to so much higher. Yeah. And when your belief level is high, you know, everything else will follow. Like
Absolutely.
My belief in the company, belief in, you know, the people who were involved, my belief in what we were doing as a whole, you know, as a total like collective group of young people. And from there, it wasn't a question anymore. I just wanted to, that's all I wanted to do.
And I mean, to have thousands and thousands of young people, you know, in the room, and then us, you know, older folk. Yeah, YP, I don't know.
OPR.
OPR. We'll go in that group. I mean, just the combination, man. Like I said, I learned from Bob Proctor, always learning from BK. You know, there was Alex there, learning from Alex. You know, Jed was there. Yeah. You know, Jed and I had a chance to spend some time together. It was absolutely phenomenal. But I kind of went, you know, ahead. Let's go back before all the conventions, you know, before, you know, all that started. How did you ever get connected with this organization?
Well, like everyone else, just through a friend. Like, honestly, like it came, for me, I was very blessed to have it come into my life at like a really good time, because I was trying to, like, in high school, working my way up till college. I was trying to get into really good universities, and it's just not where I ended up at. I ended up at a school that, you know, it was good, but I had really high hopes and dreams for myself as far as a college education goes. But I ended up at a college that I wasn't really happy with, but you know, I'm still more than blessed to have gone there, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't have been introduced to this opportunity, connected with the people who I'm connected with now. But my friend Danny Krotz from high school is the one who contacted me about this. And, you know, instead of him, you know, breaking it down and explaining it, he got me connected with someone who was, you know, making money, having success with it. And from there, I immediately met someone who had what I wanted. And, you know, I realized that he was there to help me do the same thing if it's what I wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, you were in college. I mean, this is entrepreneurship. Like, this honestly is a total different vein. So how did you find time, or what was the match? Like, you had this dream of going to school, not necessarily being a part, you know, of this type of program.
Not at all.
So I mean, what happened? How was it of interest to you?
Well, because I was in a kind of weird place where I didn't know who I wanted to listen to. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't even know who I was. But when I was introduced to young people who were very successful in something that I've never heard of, in an industry that I had no experience, no knowledge of at all, it just sparked my interest. And it was just something completely different that I wanted to be a part of as soon as I got connected with like-minded people who were always seeking fulfillment, always seeking something bigger and greater. Yeah.
So let me ask you this then, because I think this is important. So you saw young people doing it, had a lot of success, and I think that has been the one thing that, you know, has drawn me to Vemma, is that there's so many young people in a time where everybody's talking about, you know, this is probably the laziest group of young people we've ever had generation-wise, you know, in terms of dropping out of high school, not, you know, being a part of the working class, you know, and for Vemma to have such a unique opportunity and so many young people who are really, you know, the opposite of that stereotype. You know, it's amazing. So that drew you to the company. Now, be honest with me. Did you see like overwhelming success at one time, and you've just been like successful from the time you joined the company?
No, No, I was diamond last year at convention, and I was silver for a solid 6 months. It was a decent income, but obviously I wanted to find a lot quicker success. But yeah, it took a while for me to really get going.
Well, and so what? So let me ask you two things. One, why didn't you quit? Why didn't you give up or give in? And then when it clicked, what was it that clicked for you?
Well, I mean, because I had mentors who had already been through it all, it was comforting knowing that I wasn't the only one.
Absolutely.
So having the mentorship was definitely like it's probably the thing that I like most about this, is that you have a mentor at all times. And when it really clicked, it was honestly just a decision. It was a decision that I had really high belief in the company, in the products. I loved the products. I loved everything about it, and I would keep doing it for the rest of my life no matter where it took me. And from there, with that attitude, talking to people, it gave across really good energy, to people who hadn't heard about it yet, and to my team. So it just kind of like, it established a really good mindset and a really good attitude just to stick with this for the long term. And yeah, just made a decision.
Good. So somebody saying, E.T., I don't have those mentors. I'm not really in the best position. I'm kind of doing this thing alone. You are now acting as if you are their mentor. So what would you say to those individuals who are borderline, those individuals who are not experiencing the type of success that they want to see, and honestly, Nick, they're about to give up and give in. You're their mentor. What are you saying to them?
Well, recently, I had the the honor of meeting BK, and one thing that he told me that resonated with me was that his father told him that when you're at your low points, that's when you're on the verge of greatness, and that really resonated with me. So once you understand that all of the most successful people in the world have been through the lowest of lows, then you know that it's just part of the process. You accept it as the nature of being successful, and you don't really stress over it. You see it as a speed bump as opposed to a roadblock.
Absolutely. Good. Anything else you want to share with them?
Of course. I mean, you can look at this from a lot of different perspectives. Vemma as a whole, you can look at it, how this company compares to other companies. But what I really encourage everyone to do is take a really broad perspective and look at the circumstances of the world, the economy, the global economy, what we're all struggling with as a young generation, how wealth is being redistributed and reallocated throughout, the economy. And just realize that this is by far the best opportunity that young people will get in a very long time to take advantage of how times are changing. Because it seems that the worse the economy does, the better Vemma does. And it's no coincidence. I think that we truly are in the perfect place at the perfect time. Timing is everything. It's absolutely everything. So this company is like the stars aligning in the sky for how times are changing. And fortunately enough, our generation is gifted in what it takes to become successful in this industry. And we're just realizing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So just real quick, and we're going to get to your some of the people that support you in your stream. But let me ask you this: compare and contrast. So prior to putting 120% in, who were you, and just some practical, stuff, so people can say, you know what, that's me, Nick. That's me. Okay, yep, that's why I'm not. I get it now. And then 120, I started doing this, ET, and when I started doing this, like. The little things is not really big, but these are the things that 80 I was doing, 120 I was doing, and I'm starting to see the results.
Well, here's the thing. There's a fine line between 80% and then 120%. Like a lot of people would be like, yeah, 80 and 120. There's not a huge difference between there, but there's a very fine line. There is a threshold that you have to pass in order for you to truly become successful. If you're going 80, there's always something that you're not doing in order to get to where you want to be. But as soon as you cross that threshold, it'll come almost like magic in a sense, just because there's just that fine line that you have to cross, and that's just going all in.
Absolutely, yeah. And so I want to encourage you. I asked the question because, for real, he wouldn't be sitting next to me if he was doing 70. And there are those of you who are not where you want to be. There are those of you who are watching, and honestly, you're like, I enjoy it. I'm like looking up to you. But I want you to understand that this should be you. People should understand that you can make this happen, but you can't make it happen 70, 80. If you're doing part-time, that's the results that you're getting. But if you're doing full-time, you're going to get those results as well. So, all right, so we've got a couple of your friends who are here. Andrew Brown, who's Diamond, and he's from Silver Springs, Maryland. I hope he's warm down there in Maryland.
Yes, Andrew he's one of my best friends. I knew him before the business. I played soccer with him. That's actually where my entire network stemmed from, just through like sports, soccer. Yeah, but Andrew, I remember junior year of high school, he actually moved here from Trinidad. Just the friendliest guy ever. Everybody's friend, and I knew that he was the right kind of guy for this business. And me and him were, blessed enough to get in contact with a huge French team, and me and him together are the ones who kind of fostered the beginning of that French international team, and now it's one of the fastest growing teams in the business. And he's a very underrated leader. He's for sure going to be, he's a future pinnacle leader.
Hall of Fame.
100%. Yeah.
Andrew, talk to me. How you doing?
What's going on, Big ET? What's going on, Nick? Thanks so much, dude. Appreciate
Hey
being on
man,
here.
good having you on the line. Look, talk to us. I'm impressed that you come from the West Indies. You're here. You're doing your thing. No excuses. No days off. Talk to the people about what it takes to get to that next level.
Willingness to fail and realize that that's not the end, and not to look at failure as like the low point, but to realize that that's a learning experience. That if you don't fail, how are you going to learn like what not to do? Like it's funny because I think everything in the world is kind of connected in one way or another. Like I'm a psychology major. I'm not a business major. People always ask me, well, Andrew, why aren't you a business major? You could sell anything to anyone. I was like, well, I just love psychology, and it turns out that I learned some things in psychology that I learned in Vemma, and that's the one thing that's really cool about how the world connects itself. And I realized that if you don't fail and if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're going to be babysitted the entire time for your business, and that's what happens with a lot of people. And a lot of people go through these struggles, and they really don't know what to do because they haven't failed, they haven't learned for themselves. So if you're not learning for yourself, then you're going down a bad road. So you have to kind of like change how you're really looking at failure.
Yeah. I mean, man, so much of it is perspective, and you just said it, how you look. And I don't even want to call it failure because, let's be honest, if you're learning from it, it's not failure. Yeah, it's a learning experience.
Exactly.
Again, we know it.
Learning experience.
Yeah, we know it. If you don't learn anything from it, yeah, it's failure. But if you learn from it, then it's a learning experience, and it's a building block. It's a mentor. It's so many different things, and so perspective is important. But Andrew, help me. How do you get people who have never really experienced any serious defeat, or people who are not comfortable with being stretched? How do you get them to see things differently? Because here you are saying, E.T., that's how you look at it. How do you get people to look at it that way so they can experience the type of success that you're experiencing?
Well, one of the things I know, especially for a lot of people, it's leading by example. If my mentor isn't, showing me that, okay, he's going out there, getting his free customers, getting out there, getting his friends eating and all that kind of stuff, why am I going to do that? Why am I going to go out of my comfort zone and do those things to get where I want to be? Well, I'm not going to, follow someone who's not, doing the things I want to do. So it's like that leader above has to show that he's, willing to go out there and get his customers. Get out there and frenzy, get out there and, hit ambassador. That's what Nick's doing. That's how Nick led me. And that's how I'm leading my team. Nick's leading by example, and he follows Derek Alexander, who follows the top leaders in the company. Yeah. So it's monkey see, monkey do. You say what I say, you have to get out of that, feeling of uncomfortability, and you have to just put yourself out there. And you have to realize that, this is what it takes to be successful. I was listening to what you were saying before, Nick and ET, it's like, you have to go out there and do what other people aren't willing to do.
Yeah, I've never heard monkey see, monkey do in a positive light. So I love that, Andrew. You just made it positive. So look forward to seeing you. I don't know if you plan on being in Vegas April for a convention.
Obviously.
All right. Hey, I don't know. I can't make assumptions, man. So I look forward to seeing you there. I'll be there with my fam, man. So I look forward to seeing you there. Like I always say, man, keep doing what you're doing, man, and make the rest of your life the best of your life, man.
I appreciate that, E.T. Thank you, guys. It's a blessing to be on here.
Likewise. Blessing having you on. All right, so, Nick, we got Jeff, who's executive also in Maryland.
Yeah, Jeff. Another pretty funny story. In the beginning, when we were getting our first team established in Salisbury, he was one of the more difficult people to get through to. he was he was hard to get through to. He had a lot of questions, a lot of like uncertainties, but as soon as he got involved in the business, he's one of the most successful people. He became successful extremely quickly, and now he's honestly one of my most hardworking, members on my team. And he's a phenomenal leader. This year he balanced Division III sports with a double major and still doing this part time and maintaining a solid full time income with this whole thing. So he's gonna be an elite leader by Vegas, and he's definitely someone that everyone should learn from. He's a phenomenal leader.
Jeff, talk to me. Are you there?
Hey, T, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me on the call.
Oh man, it's you, man. I'm blessed to be talking to you today, man. And I hear that you're putting in the work. You understand that 90-day principle. You don't reap in the same season that you plant. So I'm glad to see that you understand that and you're grinding. And I'm looking forward to, man. I'm hoping April, Vegas convention. I'll get an opportunity, man, to meet you. So let's talk, man. Like, I just want you to talk to those people out there who maybe be borderline or underachieving, ready to give up, give in, or maybe even those people that are ready to take this thing, man, to another level. You've been a part of this for a minute now. What's your suggestion?
Yeah, man. Well, something that my team and I have always kind of lived by within this business is just the importance of being extremely consistent and making sure that your priorities are straight, because right now with Vemma, this really is an opportunity of a lifetime. And it's very important to take advantage of it in the lifetime of the opportunity, which is something that I learned from you.
Absolutely.
And, this business isn't hard. It's very easy to do, but it's also very easy not to do. And the difference between, the elite members in this company like Nick, like Derek, like Alex Morton, and maybe the people who are having some troubles is the fact that the people who are experiencing growth are having multiple exposures every single day. And this is something very easy to talk about because we have the best products out there with an amazing compensation plan. So it's really important that people focus on just getting the word out there, getting the company out there, and just having multiple exposures, because that's how your business is going to grow.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Consistency, that's doing it every single day, building momentum. I love it. Being consistent, being dedicated. And then, you guys aren't really saying it, but, it sounds like you guys have a solid team. You have a solid group of individuals, who are supporting each other, who are pouring into each other. And I think that's important because there are a lot of people who want success, but they're out here trying to do it by themselves. They're trying to recreate the wheel. It's like there is a blueprint. There is a manual. There is a playbook. And really all you have to do is stick with it. You said it's easy. What's not easy sometimes is sticking with it, staying with it. So I'm excited, man. I'm grateful. Nick said it best. This season, this is a different season. It was funny. My daughter said to me, who's just a sophomore in high school, "Dad, I don't know if I want to go to college. I want to be an entrepreneur." And I'm saying, "I thought you said you want to go to Harvard." And she says, "Man, Dad, I'm really torn right now. I've been reading, some different books, and I've been studying the economy." She has Nick a business class in high school, which I think is phenomenal. And then they do something at the community college. So I think it's phenomenal that they're getting exposure to this kind of business at a very young age, and they have those options. So keep doing what you're doing, Jeff. Stay warm, man. I know it's not as warm as it is here in Phoenix. The sun even came out.
Man, it's cold out here.
Hey, the sun came out for about a good 30 minutes, man. It was awesome. So, I'm from Detroit, so I'm loving this weather. But hope to see you in convention. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Keep working together, all right? Keep working together. Keep working as a team, and keep that success journal for me so those people who are coming behind you can look at that, man, and emulate what you guys are doing. So thanks again, man. I look forward to seeing you in April.
Definitely. Thanks, guys.
See you, Jeff.
All right. So, Nick, let's wrap this thing up. E.T., again, you are these final words to those individuals who are listening, whether it's convention or whether it's just taking their business to another level. What's your final words?
Buckle up, because this year is going to be a big year for the whole company. For everyone out there who does go all in, there's some crazy things are going to happen this year. There's a lot that's going to happen. So just get with it or watch it happen. It's as simple as that. Just get plugged in, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're with the right company, the right leaders, the right people, right CEO, and as long as you stick with it, this year will will be big for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's like a decision now. Yeah, that's it. You said it. This is going to be big for those people who go all in. And I just want to encourage people, don't look for the same results from people who are going all in if you're not going all in. It's not fair. You don't deserve it. You didn't earn it. But if you go all in, this is the time. You've heard it. This is the time to go all in. We're seeing results. People are experiencing results like they've never experienced before. So go all in. Do yourself a favor. Count on you. You owe it to yourself to stop giving 70%, 80%. Like, you really owe it to yourself to give 120%. So once again, it's your boy E.T. saying, look, you make the right decisions, you can literally make the rest of your life the best. You're like, I'm a living example of what happens when, for real, when you go all in. So I look forward to seeing you in Vegas. Remember what I told you, unlike traditional Vegas, what happens in Vegas when Vemma's there, it doesn't stay in Vegas. As a matter of fact, this thing is going to spread throughout the world. So be there, as they say, or be square. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of YPR Radio. It's your boy E.T. saying, I'll see you when I see you.